Hey guys, today I'm excited to talk to you about You Season 4. Now, part 1 is out on Netflix now with 5 episodes, and part 2 comes out next month with the final 5 episodes, and I've seen them. I can't say too much about part 2, but I'm excited. But let's start off with part 1. The thing I love so much about this series is that, or this season of this series, I guess, is that we put Joe in a situation he's not been in before, right? He has never been the hunted. He has always been the huntee. So to see things kind of flipped and see how he reacts to this is extremely interesting, and it brings a uniqueness to this season. Now, I've loved the first 3 seasons, don't get me wrong, but if you've been around for a while, you know that I kind of wanted it to end where it was at the end of season 3. I felt like I'm not sure where we can go from here to make it very different. I didn't want it to feel repetitive, and it was one of those go out on top moments for me. I felt like, why are we going to see more? I didn't want a season 4. I wanted a season 4. I was cautiously optimistic about a season 4. Well, all of that has gone out the window because just what we got in these first 5 episodes, which is what I'm going to talk about now, was incredible, right? I love, like I said, seeing this other side of Joe, seeing him in literally a whole new place again. And things are intense. As we see at the beginning, he's kind of trying to track Marianne down, and things get crazy, right? He needs to prove to her that he's not a killer, right? I'm going to prove this to you. And in doing so, he ends up somehow, of course, getting wrapped up into an issue, right? I'm trying to keep this somewhat spoiler free. The episodes are out now, so be sure to watch them on Netflix. But there were certain things I really liked about this season. I like bringing in a lot of the new characters. As we get to part 2, there were a few issues I had with part 1. I'm not going to really get into detail because I don't want to give spoilers. But part 2 kind of solved those for me. So that was really exciting. So to have the 2 parts come together and create what is a phenomenal season. Honestly, probably my favorite season since season 1, just because of all the twists and turns and reveals, and like I'm racking my brain watching this, literal jaw drop moments, literal gasp moments, right? One of my things while I was watching these screeners is I was running on the treadmill, and there was one time where I was like, I had to like stop the treadmill for a second and be like, what is going on? This is insane. And that is something that takes part in part 2 of the season, but it's so hard to talk about the issues I have with part 1 without revealing what happens in part 2. So I'm going to keep those to myself. But I will say, if you have any slight issues, slight things that you're not sure about, I can almost guarantee you, if they are the same as mine, they are going to be resolved, and you're going to be thrilled by the end of part 2 of season 4. Listen, I kind of dig me some Joe Goldberg, and it's weird. So to see him as Jonathan Moore, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. But it's crazy, and I love this new cast that they brought in. It was very interesting. I kind of love the whole, like, eat the rich, like, mentality that we have going on. Obviously, that's, what they call the killer, but it's just, it was really good, and I liked seeing this side of Joe. And when part 2 comes around, trust me, you guys, your minds are going to be blown. There's some insane stuff that goes on, and it gets crazy, and it easily could have not worked. For me, I was like, oh, this works so well. Like, duh, this makes sense. Everything starts clicking in my head. And I really enjoyed this. I like how they split it into the 2 parts. People are going to be talking. People are going to be discussing and throwing out theories at the end of part 1. So I would love for you guys, even though I know how it ends, throw out your theories in the comments. I can't wait to see what you guys think is going to happen and know who is right and who is not right. And things are crazy. I love this season so much. Like I said, I was very cautiously optimistic about it. I didn't know how they could make it different, make it unique, keep it entertaining, and they did all throughout. And then when you hit part 2, man, there was no looking back. Amazing, incredible, and I can't wait for you guys to see that as well. I will probably have a spoiler review up the day it releases, just discussing all the things, and so I'd love to include some of you guys' theories, so if you throw them in the comments, I'll throw out those when I get to my spoiler review next month, which you'll see when the part 2 drops on the 9th of March. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on videos like this one. You guys can follow me over on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and check me out at MamasGeeky.com. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much to all my monetary supporters, my members, and my Patreons. Love you guys.